Okay, so today we continue with our class, the laws of Tzedakah Maaser. And we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And today's topic, the man of trust. Hashem has commanded us to study Torah in every available moment. At very least, we are to set aside fixed portion of time each day for its study. And we are also commanded to set aside a portion of the earnings for tzedakah, charity, and fulfill other mitzvahs which ostensibly seem to deplete one's resources or prevent him from adding to his income. Very interesting. The evil inclination inclines inside the Jew to be lax in observance of these mitzvahs. By the way, a simple argument. What will you be left with at the end if you are waiting for to give away so much money, which could be used toward the lucrative investments? Or now is the most opportune time for a business trip. You might never have an opportunity like this one. Your studies will have to wait for another time. In this way, one feels compelled to give less charity or to sacrifice his fixed learning session for the sake of the business opportunities, such which cannot be missed. Okay, so let's do this one more time, and of course there is a lot to say about it. Hashem. So one more time. Hashem has commanded us to study Torah at every available moment. At the very least, we set aside fixed portion of time each day for the study. Okay, so we, as at least a Jewish man, obligated, women not set time at least, right? Men must study Torah every available moment, which means what? That the person who sinned is going to be punished by the sin, and plus extra punishment for each sin for his not studying Torah at that time. Because why? Because if he was studying Torah at that time for sin, for sure he would not sin. But since he abandoned the Torah, that's what happened. Okay, so it one leads to another, and that's like measure for measure. Okay, so each day we should set our time to learn Torah. We are also commanded to set aside portion of our earnings for tzedakah and fulfill the other mitzvahs which ostensibly seem to deplete one's resources or prevent him from adding to his income. If a person think like if I instead of extra learning or instead of praying, maybe I can work outside, like overtime, right? I can work overtime, make more money, right? So in some sense, I'm losing, or I can get promotion. It would come early to my job, like 6 a.m. or some 7 a.m., right? And then leave late, right? But I have to run home because I have classes, this and that, have prayers. Okay, so right, so and plus I have to give tzedakah. So it looks like the person is losing, and if you ask all secular people, they say for sure it's a waste of waste of opportunities. Okay, and plus it depletes one's resources or prevent him from adding to his income, meaning that he could have worked somewhere. The evil inclination incites the Jew to be lax in his observance of the mitzvah by the way simple argument. What will be left with? What you be left with at the end if you give away so much money, which could have been used a lucrative investment, right? So, like it would tell us why this charity. Look, they're wasting money. There's this and that I better invest in myself, in my personal education, buy books, I don't know, work-related material and stuff like that. Okay, maybe take a seminar or something, like go to seminar, like all these crazy ideas, right? So, and the person thinks that how can I advance in life unless I cut off on Torah and Mitzvahs? I hear this every day. Or now is the most opportune time for a business trip. You might never have the opportunity like this one, right? So about this business trip and some career, so people think that this is it, right? It's a hara. Tell them that's the right time. Yeah, but you said that you're going to attend class. I said that, but look, I had this one-time life opportunity. Your studies will have to wait for another time, right? So meaning, go to the trip and your study will have to wait till another time, right? So, for example, so I never could understand. It says that these merchants, the ignorant people, and merchants, like in olden days, right? They would take sea voyages to different countries, right? And it would take months. So I said, like, they're not exactly like the crew members on a boat, like work the ropes, the other things, right? They what they do, they just sit around. Why don't they open the book and just learn like the whole day? What else do they have on the boat, right? You could be a big Talmid Chacham. Just get into the destination and get him back. You have so much free time. It's very interesting. But they chose to waste time playing cards and stuff, other games, right? And they say, yeah, how can we learn Torah if we are like always doing business? But it's not true. Okay. Your studies will have to wait for another time, right? In this way, one feels compelled to give less charity, or to sacrifice his fixed learning sessions for the sake of the business opportunity, which cannot be missed. Okay. To counter this, David declares, trust in Hashem, Tehillim 37:3, trust that He will surely grant you whatever has been decreed for you, and do good. Through such a trust, you will find yourself ready to carry out all of the goods which the Torah seeks for you. It's a very powerful statement. So let's explain. So David says, trust in Hashem. So Hashem said that on Rosh Hashanah, whatever He promised, He's going to deliver. So why should be worried, right? Trust that He will surely grant you whatever has been decreed upon you. So meaning you have you work overtime, you did not work overtime. What is the difference, right? And do good. Through such a trust, you will find yourself ready, right, to carry out all of the good which Torah seeks for you, right? So meaning, yeah. So you do good, and Hashem, it's impossible that you do only good and Hashem would pay you bad, right? That's not Hashem. Talmud Yerushalmi Sota 9:13 relates that a businessman was once studying Torah when some customers approached him, demanded that he show them the merchandise. When he replied, I will not interrupt my fixed study period. If this profit has been decreed upon me, the inevitability and inevitability will be mine, right? So this merchant said, look, I apologize. I'm not sure if it's polite to say to a customer, somebody is asking you for business. So I mean, unless you close the store completely, I'm not sure. I mean, I hear the what is it? The merchant on one hand. I mean, but let's say he was not in the store. But if he was in the store and then he studied and somebody comes, he must serve that person. Okay, it's a disrespect. A person came, maybe he walked 5 miles. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. But he said, if this money is destined to come to me, they're going to come to me. Okay, no problem. Stop here. Any questions on what we said? Okay. let's continue then. Okay. So we start new topic, chapter number 12, and our topic number says Maaser, when Maaser is applicable. As we learned in the previous chapter, one first must give Maaser from the principal earned, and from that point on from the profits. Okay. So one more time. As we learned in the previous chapters, one first give the Maaser from the principal. So the example that he gave, maybe last time or time before that, I don't remember. So a person made this, what is it, $1,000, and then he gave Maaser, and then he this 100. Then he had this $900 left, and he invested in something, right, in stocks, and then he got some interest, right, on some profit, or 600. So now, like 600, so altogether 1,500. So he does not need to pay the Maaser from 1,500 because he already paid from the principal, but only from the earned income from this 600, which means $60. Okay, so that's the thing. Continue. And so we also have to we have to know in calculation how much a profit we actually make, not how much money we have every time, but only from a new money we give in Maaser. And all earnings and profits fall into category separated Maaser. All earnings and profit fall into category separate Maaser. This includes salary, interest from banks, stocks, bonds, any profit from sale of the merchandise, profits from real estate, and the like. Okay, so let's do one more time. And all these earnings and profits fall into category of separated Maaser. This includes salaries. So salary is simple. Interest in banks. So whatever you get in banks, right? Stocks and bonds. But stock and bonds only, I guess, if they give you dividends. So otherwise, it's not money. So if it give you dividends, yeah, from the dividends you would need to pay, right? Or from sale and realized gain, right? Any profit from the sale of the merchandise. I don't know. Somebody had the car, and he sold the car. Is there any profit? I'm not sure how to calculate the profit on the used car. Maybe everything, I guess. So because let's say he bought a car for $10,000 originally, right? Then he sells for $3,000. It is used car. So I think from this $3,000, it's like a complete gain for him. He would need to pay. Would he? It's a good question. I'm not sure. Let's leave it. Maybe yes. Okay. So if okay, so merchandise, profits from real estate sale, right? So the person sold his apartment, and the like. Below, so but again, so in real estate, it's simple. If you sell it with gain, so if you sell it like used, that's why I had a little confusion. I need to think about it. But with this, for example, you bought the apartment for 100,000, you sell for 120. Of course, so from this 20, you can deduct a lawyer fee, that fee, like government fees, and from the rest, whatever is left over. So from that you pay this Maaser. Not pay, but take the Maaser. Okay. Below we'll discuss different circumstances that may not be so well known, and when one would be obligated to give Maaser. So all of this, like more or less straightforward. So now it's not so straightforward. A realized profit. For the purpose of giving Maaser, one only has to consider a profit that which has a realized gain. However, any profit arising from the increase in the value of the one's assets is only subject to Maaser when they are sold and profit is received. So you bought the stock for 20 and now it's 45. Do you separate any Maaser? No, you don't separate, right? So it's you only separate when you sell it. Okay. Therefore, if one owns the stock or mutual funds, and they increase in value, one does not have to separate Maaser on that profit until they are sold. Okay, so that's obvious. However, any dividends or capital gains are considered a realized gain and are subject to Maaser when they received. So, but some stocks comes with a dividend. So if you get dividend, okay, you can reinvest back into the stock market. It's your own business, but it's real money, right? So you can withdraw with the money, and the stocks are going to stay there. So yeah, you must pay for Maaser from this. Okay, because we actually received these dividends. Okay. Whether they were reinvested automatically into a fund, exactly. Even if one reinvested them on his own back, and he knows back into capital amount. Okay, again, so most of the cases you just set up like automatic reinvestment, but it does not make any difference. It's same like you had 100 shares and then you invest more money and you bought another 5. Like, what's the difference? Still different money. Okay. So next one, B, increase due to inflation. All profits are subject to Maaser, whether they are acquired through the business or venture or not. Therefore, one who sold his house and received more money than he originally paid for its 1 second. For it's required to separate Maaser from the profit. However, so and in some things, like for example in the block where I live, I think the guy who bought this apartment, I don't know, in 70s, I don't know, maybe it's 1975. I don't remember. He told me, but I don't remember. 78. So the apartment actually went up 10 times since then. 10 times. Very interesting. And he said that back then it was like huge amount. Today is a huge amount. Very interesting. So basically, like a person would pay a lot. So the difference is like 10%. So let's see. However, the requirement only applies if the increase in value is the result of the increase in demand for his house, or because location highly desirable. On the other hand, if the profit of the increase was due to the inflation of the real estate market or the devaluation of the local currency, he did not separate Maaser for the portion of the profit. For example, before we go to the example, so let's try to understand. So if it was not a big change in what's the inflation, right? What is it, like 2%, 3%? Whatever standard, I don't know. Whatever standard is, depends on the country, of course. So that's one thing. But right, but if it was increased because of the value, that's a different thing. So one more time. However, this requirement only applies if the increase in value is a result of the increased demand for the house or because the location is highly desirable. Right, the demand of the house, right? So meaning the house you sometimes people buy it 2 years later then sell. Okay. On the other hand, if a portion of the increase was due to inflation of the real estate market. So it's not a real price, okay, or a devaluation of the local currency. He need not to separate Maaser from the portion of the profit. So, I mean, this now is not so simple to calculate. But let's see the example. For example, one who sold his home and realized profit of 25% proceeds as follows. If over the period that he owned his house, the cumulative inflation rate was 15%. Cumulative inflation. One more time. If in the period that he owns his home, the cumulative inflation rate was 15%. Okay, then the actual profit subject to Maaser would be only 10%. Okay, so they added this inflation rate, cumulative inflation rate, and for all these years that he had, and they got to 15%. Oh, okay, so to 25 minus 15, which is like right, so it was going to be 10%. So meaning that he realized only 10% from the sale. One must know for certain that the increase was due to the inflation. However, there may be other factors that cause the item to increase in value, and one would be obligated to separate Maaser on an increase. So it's not so simple. So basically, if it was inflation, it's one thing. I mean, inflation, it's not like he's making any money. So it's not like it's actually appreciation. Right? It's like the price is the same, but it's more money. Meaning the buying power is the same. Okay. All right. Very interesting. Next one is the fringe benefit. Any fringe benefit received due to one's job must be included in one's total salary before Maaser is separated. Therefore, if one receives medical insurance or dental insurance through his employer, must count the value of the plan in his salary for the purpose of giving Maaser. This only applies if one would have purchased such insurance anyway. However, if he would not have purchased it, he would not have to be included in the value in his salary. So that's a very interesting thing, but many people do not realize. But it's like if you work for a big company, for sure you have this benefit. So you have this insurance benefit, medical insurance, dental insurance. So for example, in my company, they pay extra to me, like, I don't know, maybe $1,000 for my insurance. They added, like whatever I paid, and they added $1,000 minimum. Okay, I mean, I bought for the whole family, so yeah, that's why it's so expensive. Then they had like matching fund. If you invest in 401k for a pension plan, so you you give 2%, they also give you 2% from your salary. I mean, I think it was up to 4% or something, right? Or up to 3%. I don't remember. But it's free money, so you have to calculate as what is it? As an income, right? But insurance, for example, like I would never buy that insurance. I mean, it was one of the best insurance in the country, but for myself, like how much you must make money, like to pay such a huge premium. It's huge. I mean, it's best, but still it's too much. It's too much. So I would not buy it. So I would buy it cheaper, right? So if you buy cheaper, so if you buy it anyway, for example, the insurance costs $1,500 a month, right? And I would buy it for $300, let's say. I would not buy, but let's say I would buy for $300. So at least I would need to calculate from $300 extra, and some other things like free things that they give. Vacation, I'm not sure. I don't think so. What else they will give us? I don't know, some kind of, like if you buy the stock, company stock, they would give us also discount, right? So I mean, it was looking back the price, I think 25% from a price if you kept the stock 1 year. So I mean, all these things. Okay, I mean, maybe it was not so much money, but still. Okay. So they have to take all of these free things in, like, even though they don't, or for example, they would pay for employee life insurance, right? So it's like double salary. So I mean, if you would not buy life insurance, that's that's your business. But since you benefit, I would pay. I mean, since they have like a wholesale deal, so it was for sure worth it to pay this life insurance than some other things, like they let you to pay, but they would pay like 70% of the price. So like it was not smart, was stupid not to buy. Okay, so but all of these benefits they collect. Okay, continue. Next, any questions before we continue? Actually, let's see if we have any questions. Yes.
Question the board says, if there's deflation, for example, of 10%, and one sold the house the same price as he bought it, does he need to separate Maaser according to the deflation?
No. I mean, if the person is losing, of course, I mean, there's no profit. He just got his money back, like money back or whatever he paid, his principal. So as we said before, we don't pay from the principal, we pay from a new money, from a realized gain. There is no realized gain, so there is no Maaser. Okay. Any other questions before we continue? Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So that's actually these benefits, like medical benefits. What else? I mean, other benefits. What are benefits? Like I'm not sure. Like if they give you like extra free days, I'm not sure. Like, should we count? I don't know. I would not count. Okay. So D, a business throughout through prohibited means. Until now, we discussed the obligation to separate Maaser on money earned or received in permissible way. In a situation where, after a period of doing business, one realized that he was earning money through the prohibited way. From prohibited means, for example, ribis. We know what the ribis are, interest, right? And he wanted to know whether he was obligated to separate Maaser on these earnings. It would depend on whether the ribis prohibited by the Torah, midaraisa, or from a rabbis derabanan. Okay, so now it's very interesting case. We go in case when person realized, so of course he's not a thief, but it was ribis, like this topic that we learned on Tuesday about ribis, right? And as we see, it's not so simple. It's not so it's not like so straightforward like we did in the first 3 halachas. He prepaid him, like he give the before, after, during. We're not talking about that. Some of that it's not so simple to realize. Okay, as we're going to see further, maybe even tomorrow. Right, so it depends whether it's a midrash or the rabbanan. If the ribis are prohibited from the Torah, one is obligated to pay back the interest, and therefore would not be obligated to separate Maaser from that money. Okay, that's straightforward. If this interest was prohibited by the Torah, you must give back money, and that's it. You're good, right? So that there's no gain. If the ribis was rabbinical prohibition, and one would be permitted to keep the interest, then he would have to separate Maaser from it. We'll see in some cases it's a little far-fetched cases, but still rabbis say don't do it. right? So after the fact, if person wants to keep it, we say, okay, no problem. It's better to give away, but if he wants to keep it, let him keep it, right? So in this case, yeah, he would need to pay the Maaser. Separate, not paid, separate. In case where one intended to return the interest, since he is not keeping the money, he would not have to pay Maaser on it. A competent halachic authority should be consulted if one is unsure what ribis from the Torah and from the rabbis. Okay, so I mean that's it's like there is not such a simple question. He has to describe all of the situation, the whole situation, and see with the rabbi whether it's biblical or rabbinical. Again, and we said if a person intends to return it, maybe, I don't know, take some time, but yeah, so in this case he need not separate anything. Next one, taking a loan. One who takes a loan does not have to pay Maaser on a loan, right? I mean, it's not like you made this money, right? Since you would need to return this money, so it's like it's not gain. Okay. Next one, collecting a lost loan. One who lent money to a person and eventually realized that it was not going to be repaid, and gave up hope of ever recovering the loan, and unexpectedly the borrower did pay back the loan, then the lender would be obligated to give Maaser from that money. Okay. The reason the reason is that since he gave up hope ever receiving the money, it is considered as money newly earned, and he is obligated to separate Maaser from it. However, if the lender never fully gave up the hope of getting back his money, and the money was eventually returned to him, he would not have to separate Maaser from the money. 1 second, let me see. Oh, we stop here. Let's explain this. It's very interesting. So that it's concept. We discussed a little about this concept when lost and found, right? Somebody lost something. So after some time, a person would give up his hope to ever recover it. For example, money. So like expensive watch, and he dropped it in a non-Jewish neighborhood. Or he dropped it without even a Jewish neighbor, but without any signs, like how are you going to identify it? Okay. So one more time, and we're going to explain. Right. So meaning what? I apologize, I didn't finish. So person lost his hope. So as soon as he loses his hope, so he gave up any ownership. So this item becomes ownerless. Of course, that the person who picked it up, he does not know, but he still has to return. But if he does not return, that's a different case. It's like a different case from the case if person did not give up his hope. Okay. So one more time. One who lent money to a person and eventually realized that it was not going to be repaid. So the guy knows that's it. So this person, he never going to pay me back. Okay, what can I do? And gave up a hope to ever recovering the loan, right? And so he said, we're never going to see this money again. He borrowed for 3 months. It's already 2 years. So okay, of course. And then this guy said, look, I never forgot about you. So here's the money. Okay, here's the money. The borrower did pay back the loan, and the lender would be obligated to give Maaser from the money. Beginning from the money. The reason is that since he gave up hope of ever receiving the money, it is considered the money newly earned, and he's obligated to separate Maaser from it. So as we said, it's like this money is what? Well, what is this money? This money is like the money he had not had, right? He never had. So it's like new money, and even like it's used to belong to this person, but no longer, which is very interesting, right? So of course he must pay a separate Maaser. However, if the lender never fully gave up the hope, so even though in our case this guy borrowed for 3 months, and now 3 years later, but he said, no, I'm getting the job, I'm getting this, that. So basically, right. So he had some maybe a tiny hope that he ever going to get back his money. Okay, so getting back the money, and the money was eventually returned to him. He would not have to separate Maaser from the money. Meaning what? Because he had hope, he never separated him from the money, because as soon as we said he lose the hope, it's like he said, I'm no longer owner of this. That's the thing. So it's ownerless object, and he got it, object money, and then he got the money, so he must pay. But in the second case, since person never gave up hope, so it's he just gets his own money back. Okay. It is also understood that the justest one has to separate Maaser from this money. So too would he be obligated to deduct the lost loan from the expenses in the year he thought that the loan was irreclaimable, and gave up hope of recovering it, as we'll explain in chapter 13. It's number 12. So it's very interesting. Let's do it again. So it's very interesting twist to the whole situation. So one more time. It is also understood that just as one has to separate Maaser from his money, so too would he be able to deduct the loan lost from his expenses in the year that thought the loan was irreclaimable, right? So so meaning if person let's say, right, so if a person said that I'm not going to get this money back, for example, so on that year he said I'm not getting it back, so it's like his income more or less by this amount, because because of his loss. So he thought that he said that I realized that he had this money, this $3,000, and then somebody did not pay back, so he does not have. Okay. Any questions on what we said before we continue? So, because it's very interesting cases.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
There's some questions on the board. One says, I wonder, why don't we consider, between quotation marks, the money actually worth more now due to deflation as gain?
And again, so I mean, if a person had the money, he had $100 to the deflation. Okay, please repeat the question. I didn't get it.
Yeah. It says, I wonder, why don't we consider the money actually worth more now due to deflation as gain?
But when the last time deflation can happen? I'm just not sure. It's usually inflation. So you before that you could buy for this $100 a lot of things. Now I don't know, you hardly can buy something. I mean, you can, but it's not as much. So it's inflation. Deflation means for this $100. The way I understand, you can buy more. So I'm not sure when it happened last time. Okay. So let's see if we have an example. Maybe we misunderstood it, but let me know.
Take care, Rabbi.
Okay.
So next question. Shalom Aleichem. Here is your question. If someone needs to get $1 million surgery and his employee health insurance covers it completely, does that mean he owes in Maaser.
So one second. So he needs a $1 million surgery, and employer from his pocket, let's say, right? He covers it completely. Employers usually don't do it. Usually insurance does it. I mean, for me, it's a little unrealistic case. Like,
It
or
says,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it says his employee health insurance.
Oh, health insurance. No, health insurance. Okay, thank you very much. I mean, maybe I missed the word health. Health insurance is it's a different story. I mean, you pay premium, whatever you pay, and that's their obligation. It's not like it's nothing extra. You understand that? That's how insurance works. For example, somebody is young, that's the best candidate for them. Like 20 years old kid, 23, 25. I don't know, they just pay for insurance and never use it, like hardly go to checkup once in 3 years. So that's the best case. You understand? But they still take the money. So it's not like they spend money specifically on that person, no? I mean, even though they did spend, but it's like out of the whole basket of the insurance, so that's not it's not a good example. There is no gain. He bought this payment in some sense, like with his monthly payment. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Regarding collecting a lost loan, if one did not consciously give up the hope of recovering the loan, but simply forget about it, does it count as give up the hope?
No, not at all. So like give up hope. So like forget something does not mean that you give up hope. Like for example, I have some tool like in my like basement or something, right? So just because I forgot that I bought it some time ago does not mean that somebody can come and take it because I think that I thought that it's ownerless. Absolutely not. Just because we forgot something, well, what we have does not mean that that we gave up hope. Gave up hope was look, this guy he said he's going to pay me in a month. He did not. In 3 months, did not. Now it's 3 years. Look, we're never going to see our money again. That's guaranteed. That's it. So that's like, of course, many times it happened early. It happened to me. I usually don't give somebody money. So, but this case, the guy was begging me, and he was actually my friend, very dear friend to me, and he's into charity. He did not ask for himself. Actually, for a charity, like he's one of these 36 hidden tzaddikim, right? So I gave him loan many years ago, and I said to he asked for more. I talked to my wife. We decided like we're going to give him some, and he said that he's going to pay us back like in 4 months or so. So okay. I mean, okay, whatever. So we spoke to my wife and we said, look, most likely, so it's going to be just charity. Whatever he's going to use it for charity. He said, I need money urgently to pay from this, for that, and then I'm going to raise money from other people who are going to pay it back. I mean, okay, so I did not believe too much. Like, I was like, he's always on the run, like always he's poor himself. And all of the people, all poor people in the whole world, like contacting him because he's so generous. I mean, because people trust him and give him money. Okay, so I mean, I did not believe. So I said, okay, it looks like it's we're never going to see this money again. But we still have a start, like a document. I still have some. No, I gave him back this document. So it's document with all of the dates, like he signed, I signed, everybody signed that he owes me this money. And what happened? So he did not pay. 6 months, and he apologized, and he always every time that he met me, he said, I remember. I said, okay, no problem. So, and I think he paid like almost 2 years later, but he paid in full. We did not expect. But even before that, even before that, I said if he's going to pay, we're going to give everything to charity, right? And when he heard charity, that I said, Baruch Hashem, I'm going to give it to charity. He said, oh, give it to me. I said, no, stop it. Okay, to your charity what I give, and now I'm going to give whoever I want it. So it's very interesting. That's right. So for me, it was absolutely realized money, like 100%. I'm not. I gave up like after 6 months. He said, I'm going to pay. So, but he paid. He kept his words. That's why I still call him friend. Right. Okay. Any other questions before I continue?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our friend just clarified about the issue of the deflation.
Yes.
So it says, thank you, Rabbi. This is a hypothetical scenario. Wondering if such case happens, if one needs to separate Maaser.
No. Not with this. I mean, we're going to see in later on in our Kitzer class the cases. Just a quick preview, right? So they borrowed from us sack of wheat that cost $100, and now the wheat is $120. The whole the sack. Like how much they have to give us back, right? So it's a very good question. Or it's now 90. Right? See, when he borrowed from me, it was 100. Now it's 90. Does he have to give a sack of wheat and $10 or not? So I'm going to leave it for Tuesday for discussion, but that's like similar to this case, deflation. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so let's do maybe a case or two. So next case, returning found money when not obligated. If one finds money and that he's not obligated to return, one would have to separate Maaser from it, since it is considered newly earned money. So it's very interesting in introduction, right? So somebody found money, he's not obligated to return, so it is newly found money, so newly earned money, and that's why he must separate Maaser. If he wants to return this money, it be extra tzaddik, there is no problem. But first, before be extra tzaddik, you have to separate Maaser because it's your money. I mean, same as other money, right? If you want to you receive the money first, we separate Maaser and then give out this money. Okay, so it's very interesting. In whether the person wanted to return the money, even though it is generous gesture, one may still obligated to separate Maaser since the money is his. I mean, it's your money. You can do whatever you want. You can burn it if you want, right? But in this case, right? In this case, right? Since he got the money, and he can do what he wants with money, but he must pay Maaser. If he was obligated, I'm just saying, if he was obligated to return by the Torah or even by rabbis, so there is he would not to separate anything because he would return everything. One should ask competent halakhic authority what to do. Okay. If one found the money which he was obligated to return, one would not have to separate Maaser since it never belongs to him. Right. So money, as we said, is like when there is no clear sign on the money, the siman, they call it siman. Right? There is no clear sign, like how can you identify the money? It was a roll of money. Some people keep money in the roll or something. Right? Okay, it was the roll of money. Like how much? I don't remember approximately. Approximately is not working here. So if he would say like it was like $3,371, like and he would say it was so many in thousand, in hundreds, so many 20s, like, and 320 bills were ripped, like in the middle. So like this would be clear simanim, but I mean I'm not sure how many people remember these things. Okay, I never know how much money I have left in my wallet. No idea, right? Even approximately. I mean up to such amount, but not approximately, not good. Exact, I never know like how much money I have. Okay. Okay. Separate Maaser. So one second. Find and install. One second. So one more time. If one who lost the money and relinquish, no, that's new. If one lost the money and relinquish all hope of even finding it, yet somehow he did find the money, would he obligated to separate Maaser from it? Would be obligated to separate Maaser from? Maybe he was like he lost the money in a house or something. One thing, like person gave up the hope that's and then found it, so would need to pay Maaser. So what would be example? Maybe like somebody stole the money. So he thought that I had this babysitter, maybe she stole the money. Okay, it's possible. Right? So I mean, there is no way to prove it, stuff like that. Okay, so that's now he found the money. He completely lost the hope. So that's his money. Okay. The reason is that since he gave up hope, or even finding the money, it is considered as if he earned it now, thereby requiring to separate it, separation Maaser. Right? Again, same concept. Lost the hope, gave up the ownership. Now you found it, so now you got it. So since it's not, I mean, it's on your territory, right? So your courtyard, as they say, acquire it, and plus you pick it up. So it's now again yours. Okay, so you owner. It was ownerless, and now it's yours. Okay. Okay, continue. The above criteria would equally apply if one had the money stolen or abandoned hope to ever recovering it, and then it was found. In both cases, he would deduct the loss of money from what he has given as a Maaser. One more time. The above criteria would equally apply if one had the money stolen and abandoned hope to ever recovering it. Right? So it was stolen, he said, okay, never see it again. And then it was found somehow, right? In both cases, one may deduct the loss of money from what he has from what he has to give to Maaser. I'm not sure how that does make sense. 1 second. Above criteria, apologize, one more time. Above criteria would equally apply if one had money stolen and abandoned hope to okay, and then he found it. In both cases, one may deduct the loss of money from that he has to give to as Maaser. I'm not sure what it means. I mean, if we said if he lost the money and he lost the hope and then abandoned the hope, then recover. So now he has to give the Maaser from this. It's like new money. But I guess when he just lost it and he like deduct this amount from his from this profit, so now like he has to put back to his profit. That's the way I understand. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Yes, go ahead.
So on this topic, it says, look on the left. If one finds money belongs to non-Jews and is not obligated to return it, but he wants to fulfill the mitzvah of Kiddush Hashem and return the full amount.
Mm-hmm.
Does he need to separate Maaser in this case?
Yes, that's clear. Yeah, as a person sell, yeah, you're not obligated to do. You can get the money like from a job, and you can do whatever you want. You can feed the stray dogs. It's your own business, right? But still, you have to separate Maaser. Yes. So since he was not obligated to return, it's considered this person's money. Once you pick it up, like it's in your hand, it's your money, right? But in case when you must return it, so it's never yours, it's theirs money, and it's actually when a person must return the money, so he's considered to be a thief. No, not thief. He's considered to be a robber. I think he's considered to be like officially robber until he returns the money. Right? And it's one of the 24 categories of people for whom teshuvah would be impossible to do. Right? What is it? The person who found the lost object and procrastinate in announcing his find. So for a year, for some time. So why? Because and then 2 years later he decided to be a tzaddik, and I don't need this item any longer. I want to announce. Okay, so it's very good that you want to announce, but it would be almost impossible to find the owner, right? Maybe the person was looking, go from shul to shul, see the ads like in newspapers, maybe for a week, 2 weeks, like 1 month, 2 months, tops. But then the person stopped. Maybe he moved away. Maybe this, maybe that. Right, so even you try to announce everywhere, some very big chance you're never going to find out. So, and this is one of the 24 cases. The person, it's too late. I'm going to keep it. So that's I would say he's most likely he's never going to do teshuvah. In order to do teshuvah, you have to return what was stolen. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
On this same question, a friend says, does he need to pay from his own pocket?
Yes.
In order to pay back the full amount?
Absolutely. So you want to be a pious, you want to be a tzaddik. It's actually not a tzaddik. Tzaddik is the one who goes according to halacha. This is actually Hasid. You want to be a Hasid. It costs money to be a Hasid, absolutely. Right? There is no mitzvah that are free. Right? So. Yes. Plus, this person said Kiddush Hashem for free. You want to do the biggest mitzvah in the world for free? That's you're asking too much. Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So on this same topic, if someone offered free services as a sample to a prospective client, is he allowed to subtract the cost of those services from his Maaser? And if yes, does he subtract the real cost that the services cost him, or what he would normally charge for said services?
So what's that? Which side were we talking about? The one who provided free services, free sample?
I will say so, yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So that's for sure. You separate this from your profit, right? Why? Because that's what you required to do, right? In order to make profit, whatever you need to make. We didn't get to it, but basically, if you need the car to get to your clients, so you can charge some amortization of the car, some rental of the car or lease of the car. Some you have to if you're self-employed, you have to calculate percentage wise how much you using your car for business and how much you're using it for your family, right? For the leisure. You understand? So like and gas and everything. So you have to use gas to get your customer. You have to pay tolls. Have to pay like maintenance on your car. So all of these things, if meaning it's not when, but it's only when you're self-employed. If you work for somebody, you cannot subtract this. Understand? But if you self-employed, you can subtract all these things. If you need like a suit, right? Like an expensive suit. For example, like I don't know, so they sell some kind of sales and they did expensive suit for $3,000. Let's say this crazy amount, right? So, right, so you can and if this suit is cost $3,000, but normally it's like if you would not did this crazy job, so you would buy yourself suit for $100. So this extra, I mean, you would need to buy a suit anyway, but not for $3,000. So you would you would separate like from the profits. Okay, there is some depreciation, but like right, so the accountants know like in a tax law, like for example, you did some improvements, home improvements, so they actually do this appreciation, depreciation over the period like 10 years, I don't know, like over a period of time, right? Or in the tzedakah, I guess you can do it once. Okay, so all other things you can deduct absolutely 100%. You're welcome.
So, next question. Shomer. If we find money that cannot be returned because it was accrued by a non-Jew in an illicit and illegal manner, and the criminal is in prison, and the government would seize it if they discovered it, is it required to return it to the criminal or forfeit it to the government?
No, if you, I mean, but how do you know it's from criminals? I mean, from unless let's say I don't know, he's your neighbor, like, and you know it was a search warrant. They into his house. He like they turn all of this upside down, and then you go, and it's like I don't know, like the envelope is money, and then next to your garbage can. So he was trying to hide. If you can take, I think you can take. Is you obligated to give up to a government? You're not obligated. You can keep if you want. Okay. But one thing that we must remember, so we're not allowed. So in the general idea, right? So we're not allowed to steal from a thief. So, and one of the 24 categories actually, went back to categories of people who never going to do teshuva, or very hard for them to go do teshuva, is a person who was buying from the thief. And it's like, it's obvious, like these people, like strange look, they offer you like some like watches or sneakers. I mean, of course, I don't buy this stuff, but like in the olden days, like on a street, I can order perfume. So what? Perfume, like some things. I don't know, most likely it's stolen. Most likely, I'm not sure how that perfume costs, but they say like $20. So $20, so maybe it's $100 deal. So most likely it's stolen. So a person who buys from a thief, so first of all he encourages the thief to continue, right, and like strengthen his hand. And even the person who buys from a thief, he wants to do teshuva. It's mission impossible, right? Go, because part of the teshuva when you deal with the stolen merchandise, you have to go and return to original owner. So go find the original owner. You were buying all these years from the thief. Okay, so it's not a good idea. We try to stay away from all these people. Right? As we say, if Hashem provide anyway, so why put yourself in this situation? welcome.
I think there's question. Okay, so a friend is clarifying about this question. He says it was a drug dealer and his house was seized from selling drugs, for selling drugs. Sorry. I tried to convince him to stop selling drugs. The police listened to his house and arrested him.
I mean, I would say the person must be very, very careful. Technically, halachically, a person can keep the money. But if they have the surveillance camera, maybe who came after it in the house and this and that, or somehow somebody saw that you found the money, you can be in trouble. I'm not sure what punishment the person can get, but I don't know. But technically, halachically, a person can keep the money. Okay, but proper. Okay.
Hey, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I forgot to read. It says,
I would say take the money and give it to charity, everything, and have all of the receipts. I would do this. So, you understand? So it would be like provable that you did the good things. So, meaning what? So if it's in all of these cases when it's impossible to return to the victim, for example, right? So you don't know who you stole. You work in the stores, right? For example, there were many customers of the year, so you just give to public cause, right? So maybe his descendants or his descendants, his relatives are going to benefit, right? So I would give everything. Don't keep this money because it says don't steal from a thief. Why? Because you get this feeling of not revenge, but this excitement of taking something that does not belong to you. So don't even enter your mind.
hey, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, this question says, if someone successfully makes it through the giur, should we then refuse to accept any debt repayments? Since the guy who they owe money to died.
I would say don't do it. Don't do it because it could be Hil Hashem. Right? If his sons, for example, remember that, or they found some documents and that, or some written in his journal, some that you borrow this and this money from that person, and then they call you and say, look, we found this for your handwritten note in our father's desk. So looks like you never paid the money. So in this case, yeah, they if you start denying that I did conversion, so it's not a good idea. You have to pay the money. They would not understand. It would be Hil Hashem, I would say, unless it's not provable. So in this case, yeah, you're not obligated to volunteer. So volunteer not, but if they ask, I would say you would be obligated to pay. Right. So that's actually one of the case in halacha. What is the case? When person comes, right, and says, I stole money from one of you or from one of your fathers. So fathers passed away. So and none of these people know that he stole from them or from the fathers. You understand? So they have to take take an oath. They do not know of any receipts. They went through all of the father's papers, right? And they did not find the receipt of the repayment or the debt and stuff like that. and they never heard anything about the debt from their father, right? So because the claim is only from the person who's trying to do teshuva and he wants to return the money. Okay, so in this case, he is obligated to pay only to one person. Okay. Okay. What else?
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
In cosmetic stores that offer free try-on service, is it stealing to go and try on makeups with no intention of buying anything? Similarly, is it stealing to try and smell the perfume in those stores for the sake of determining preference and with no intention of purchasing?
Yes, it's gnevas das, so it's stealing of the mind. That's what it's called. So it says clearly we're not allowed to enter this store if we not have no intention to buy. Right? So like when person comes and they receive free makeup, right, or something like they apply the makeup on the ladies. So I mean, if she's not interested to buy it, they were trying to sell this stuff. So she see like she would see how good quality this and that, and that was the main purpose. And other would people see maybe they want to buy, but that was the main goal. If she would say, I'm not going to look, nice to meet you, I'm not going to buy anything. Maybe never. I want to check what is good, and I'm going to buy on the internet. You understand? So most likely they're not going to spend, of course, all of the they must be polite and cordial and stuff like that, but they're not going to spend so much money, so much time on that person, because they know there is no sale. And plus, some of these people they work for commission. You understand? Especially with cosmetic like overpriced, they cost a lot of money, right? So the more that she sells, the more she gets in her commission. So if person comes like just for free services and they have no intention to buy, so why did you come, right? And same with the samples. I mean, right? So most likely they say they there is no problem with them. So okay, like they spray one more time. They create like a illusion there are many customers and that. So maybe they don't mind so much. But if like 1,000 people are going to come and just they used up like a few cans of perfume, it's not the bottles of perfume. It's not that they want. Understand? It's like for them it's loss. They want to make money, not to provide like services, free services. So you can go on the internet and buy 15% cheaper. Understand? That's the problem for sure. Yes.
So would it also be stealing if, for example, these people kind of force us to take a sample from this product? For example, there's this the people that do this thing, they kind of spray some of this product or some perfume on a small strand of paper, and then they hand it to you so that you can smell it or whatever in case you get enticed from it.
Okay. I mean,
would it be stealing?
If you want to take it, you can take. I mean, you did not ask, so I would say that thank you. Look, I don't take everything that is handed to me. Like, you understand? So sometimes they give out flyers, this and that. So I said thank you. I don't need that. That's it. So I mean, if you want to smell it, you can take that. There is no problem. You did not ask. You're just passing by. Okay, that's not a problem. Yeah.
Take care of it.
You're welcome.
So, on the question of the Shiur and the Shiur and accept to any debt repayments or princess, Torah, not to refuse repaying a loan,
Mhm.
but rather refuse to accept payment.
Oh, from another side. But why would you want to refuse the payment? I don't understand why. What was the reason? So don't. First of all, we have this. This was this law. And don't be overly righteous. So they give you money wherever you like. They physically owe it to you. So if you don't know how to spend money, I'm going to give you like many opportunities of holy spending money, right? There is always a need for money, like for holy purposes. For example, today our main donor who will help us to sponsor Yeshiva, he decided to disappear from the horizon. Very interesting. You understand? So, okay, go ahead.
I guess in the case the person that owed money to this person that went through the Shiur died, I guess.
Okay, I mean it's like moving targets. So I mean, if a person who went through the Shiur dies, so there is nobody to return to. So I'm not sure what is. I mean, if he has children, like like new children after he converted, that would be his heirs. But children from before he converted, they're not his heirs. Okay, of course, he can make a will, right, and put them in his will. But according to halachas, they has nothing to do with him.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Our friend says, because if we're a completely different person, maybe it would count as receiving a gift.
Receiving a gift. Okay, but you can receive a gift. So what is the problem? Somebody can give you a gift. There's no problem receiving a gift. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Lost amongst the questions. Okay, I'm going to read this before I... The next one says, if we're poor and need to invest our revenue in equipment to establish greater revenue, do we subtract necessary investments from our accounting of Maaser?
I said, say if a person could you say if person is a poor, right? Say it again.
Yeah, if we are poor and need to invest our revenue in equipment to establish greater revenue,
yes.
Do we subtract necessary investments from our accounting of Maaser?
So it would depend how poor a person is. So if they can still survive, or without this money they would not have anything to eat, for example, or this money, this with the revenue that they get in right now is not enough to survive. They have to depend on tzedakah as well, right? From others. So I said don't. In this case, don't. So just build up your income, and then you would be able to give to your tzedakah. You're welcome. Or and another part, another thought, you can write down. So I own to tzedakah this and this amount, but at this point, since it's my income is shaky, so I'm going to reinvest. But when the time comes, in a year from now, 6 months, 8 months from now, so this money I'm planning to give to tzedakah. You can also do that. So do not deny completely, but at least acknowledge it and say, I'm going to pay later.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
My friend says on the negiah, in the question of negiah, I thought it was forbidden to receive or give gifts to goyim without reason.
No, but I don't say. But he's receiving the gift. I mean, we changes the scenario. But if he's receiving the gift, so he's not giving to non-Jew. He's receiving from non-Jew. So there is no problem whatsoever. You can get the gifts from them, no problem. Especially in this person's eyes, it's not a gift. You understand? So a gift is something that you're not obligated to do. But in his eyes, yeah, it's something that it's part of the loan that he is obligated to give back. So it's not when somebody gives somebody a gift, maybe they expect something in return. But if he pays you the loan, he just maybe expect thank you. That's it. So it's not like anything else. So there is no problem receiving the payment, the loan. Let me reset it before we start. Okay, go ahead.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
On this same issue, our friend says, additional question on the giur and receiving lend money scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Since one gets a new soul after conversion, when other return him the loan, does he need to consider it as gift and separate maaser?
I think so, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a new person is getting. I mean, in that person's mind, as we said, the debtor who gives us the loan back, it's like same person, right? But halachically, this person is a different person, right? So technically, he's not obligated. So technically, technically, halachically, he's not obligated to pay them loan also. Right? I mean, not also. He's not obligated to pay him loan because he did not take. I'm a different person. So the person after conversion, a different person, and maybe old me, like somebody looks like me, borrowed this money. But me personally, I'm a different person. I never borrowed that money. So technically, you're not obligated. But I would say just very, very strongly encourage person to pay it back because of the Hil Hashem that can come up. Halachically, no, but practically, yes. Understand? So same is other way as a person explained, right? As a person asked. So they give you money. So it's money not owned to you. Understand? Like. The example would be like somebody owed your father money. Let's say your father died, and after his death, like 6 months later, this person comes and said, "Look, here's $1,000 that I borrowed from your father 5 years ago. Let's say here's the money. Sorry, it took me so long. I was unemployed. This that okay." He gives the money. So for you, like, it's father's money, but it's not your money. So from inheritance, it's like inheritance is like a gift. So you are not your father. So from this money, like you have to separate maaser. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. Very
So
good question. Go ahead.
So, what if the person lost some money? He has not given up on the idea of recovering the money, and then he converts, and then afterwards he recovers the money. Would he have to give maaser? Because regardless, he still had hope of returning money. He is now a new person, so would he have to give maaser?
I think so. Yes. Separate. and it's one part of the answer. But second part of the answer, so with money is not so simple. So as I said, unless you know like the specific amount, that you would be able to identify. For example, you have a wallet, like leather wallet, and you did not have ID, you did not have a credit card. So some people, I saw it like, it's not like I talk to people too much, but a long time at my office, right? Some people, don't ask me why, but they would keep like cash in one pocket, like with some kind of clip, right? Or say even with a wallet, and credit cards and ID in another pocket. For whatever reason, they would not keep it in the same. So if this guy lost his leather wallet with all of the money, like how can you identify? Yeah, they were in the wallet. It was black. Psst. Okay, it was used. Okay, it was used. Like go like a figure. Like how can you identify? It has more than $50. Okay, $50. Or it was it was two singles. Okay, it was single. It's not good. Simanim. You understand? So to say that not to lose hope about the money, like because you would not be able to describe it, to receive it. You understand? So that's the thing why, like, and if you put like lost it in a non-Jewish neighborhood, most likely nobody is going to return to you. You understand? So to have hope, if you lost something in a in a religious neighborhood, that's a different story. That's a different story. So in a shul when I'm praying, it was some like a black bag, like in a compartment where we have books, like for a few years. So and I wonder like what is it? Like what is it? And I open like I untie the bag. There is a hat, like a knitted hat, like winter hat. So it looks, and it's so dusty, like, I don't know, it was there for many years. I mean, we took it, we put it in a coat room, because it's not appropriate for his head to be there, but people would not touch it, like Jews would not throw out. It's not there. So most likely a person forgot. I don't know why they did it with that. Most likely he forgot and they can throw out because he's not his property. Like it's normal to come and claim it in some reasonable time, right? But that's a different story. So on these people, yes, you can rely maybe a year, and then you come and say needed hat, and they're going to give it to you or something. But with other people, they can, right? Money again. And plus, it's very interesting. We have our rabbi, since he read the law, what is the law? The law is biblical law is, if you admitted part of the claim, you must swear, it's biblical oath, about the second part. For example, the guys say that you owe me $100. They said, no, I pay you 50, and I owe you only 50. That's it. So biblically, this guy is obligated to swear that he owes 50. That's it, right? So 50 he has to give because he admit, and he swears about another 50. But if, according to biblical law, he denies completely this loan, I never borrowed from you, this and that. So according to biblical law, he's not obligated to swear. But after some time, when people start lying and cheating, and they were like brazen to deny it in a person's face, especially today, right? Everything, absolutely everything. So I'll just say this guy, even he denies everything, right? Shiur has it, right? He has to take this special oath, right? Say that I don't owe this guy anything, right? Even if he denies everything. So, but it's rabbinical. So, but what is the exception? The exception is when a person brings back the wallet. Let's say there was ID in the wallet, right? A driver license or a name, credit card. So he was able to identify the person, and he brings this wallet, right? He brings this wallet, And the guy opens the wallet and says, what? I have $300 in this, so now it's only $2. That's it. You're a thief. You this, you that. You stole money from me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'm going to take you to court and this and that. So our sages say in this case, the guy, we don't make this person the finder, right? To swear. Why? Because next time he would not want to return the money. You understand? So that's the exception. So he gives him wallet, with his credit cards, his ID, few dollars, whatever he gives. We're not going to make him swear for the rest. You understand? That's an exception. So we want to encourage people to return. So if you're going to make me go through all of these loops, like I heard from about police officers, right? So when they arrest someone and it close like to the change of shifts, now they have to take 1 hour with all the paperwork, computer works, this and that. So sometimes they say, okay, just let them go. I just want to go home. Like who needs this headaches? You understand? So if we make it too tough on these people, right? On the final, he said, who needs that? I'm going to swear with the name of Hashem. Maybe my wife took it. I don't know. Like maybe it was $300. I don't know. Maybe my kids took it. Maybe it fell out on my pocket. This and that. How do I know? Like I don't want to swear. So guess what? They will not return at all. Okay. What else? You're welcome.
So this same topic, it says, if we reinvest our revenue to establish greater revenue with the result to separate Maaser later, what is the boundary of when this is no longer permitted and further reinvestment and delay is neglecting Maaser for the sake of fiscal goals?
I guess if people, if you know that are poor people and they need to eat today, and you try to make a million or 100,000, so that's the steal from the poor people. You understand? So we must feed them. So it's like, is it like specific numbers? How many times you need to invest? So if there is a need for you Maaser, so maybe you would not be able to invest many times. But if there is no specific need that you're aware of, so maybe you can just write down, and as we said before, you're allowed to borrow from your Maaser. If it's like if you say for example, you don't have cash, right? You don't have cash, but you have some liquidity, right? I don't know, whatever, you have stocks or something. Some things that you can easily to convert to cash. There's no problem, you can borrow. Right? But still, the thing is, the issue that I see it, right? The issue that I see that a person can get carried away, and then forget to pay it, and then it's my money, and it's not Maaser. Maybe they forgot. Maybe they lazy bums let them go to work. So that's how it's a hara works. So I would say don't provoke it. Hashem said that test me, as we learned, right? He said, and only in this case, is Maaser, test me. If you give Maaser, you're going to be rich. Okay, so you do that. Don't do your little calculations. You understand? So maybe it's going to be blessing if you give appropriately this 10%. I just say maybe it's going to be blessing on the rest of the money. If you're not going to separate, maybe it's going to be chas v'shalom opposite. Person is going to lose everything. So it's like a money insurance, like investment insurance to give for Maaser. Okay.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Welcome.
So, checking, I believe there's a question that I missed. Says, can one use their sink if they discover a plant growing in it on Shabbos?
plant growing from the drain.
I mean, it says the sink. I don't know specifically from the drain, but I don't know.
I mean, sink is made of I don't know, like stainless steel or something, or ceramic. So how the plant is going to grow, I'm not sure. How the plant can grow there.
A friend says, say a seed falls into the drain, okay, and you see a plant growing in it from a produce.
Okay, yeah, it's hypothetical. Yeah, so you would not be able, yeah, so because you water in the plants. Yeah. You're welcome.
So this would not apply to any some type of mold or the like?
That's a good question. If you're allowed to pour water on molds, I mean, if mold is, I'm not sure, if mold is going to grow, I guess, so it would not be allowed. So, I mean, mold, the way I understand it, it's alive. It's like this, I don't know what category of plants is it, but I mean, mold, right? But it's alive, it's growing. So, of course, I think it like water, the way I understand. So, it will be issue, yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, does this depend on the quantity of mold that they have on these areas, or I mean, I know it's pretty common that, say, in the bottom of the drain, where the water flows down, there's just a little bit of mold there, down there. So I don't know, would this be problematic despite of the small quantity of it?
No, I mean, okay, maybe when I was saying mold, I apologize. I always said like mold, like from what you have outside, like in my mind, like the bricks. Sometimes you have a mold like from a lot of rain or something on a tree, around the tree. That's what I thought. Okay, but here mold. No, in this case, I don't think that this mold is alive. I mean, I know it's bacteria, but I think there is no problem. So in my mind, it was like mold, like a plant. Yeah. But because we start with the plant, it was continuous thought. Yeah. Okay. So the answer is in mold that I described, it's forbidden. But in mold like mold like house mold, is what is it? Greenish stains, greenish bluish stains. So there is no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know what is the mold what I was referring to, the green thing that, yeah.
Yeah, green thing, yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question. On the subject of tending to sprouts on Shabbos, is it problematic to raise a lid of a container that contains sprouts if that is a routine weekday activity that seems like creative work, like planting?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the situation that there is a sprouts. They in the water or they are in the soil. So if you close with the lid, if you open the lid, so what is going to happen? I'm not sure what is adds to the sprout. I'm not sure. Person can be like a little more specific. So what is not allowed is a watering, like planting. Like planting is and watering is the same thing. So if you try to do something that promotes the growth of this sprout, that would be forbidden. Whatever is it, you move from sun, for example, into shade, from shade into the sun. You put more water, put more whatever the chemicals, so that would be forbidden. But otherwise, if it's like close with the lid, you take out the lid. I'm not sure what we're trying to do. Is it like a weekday activity? I mean, it depends. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi. Our friend, this says, opening the lid allows them to air out and get air, which contributes to their growth.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. See, I didn't. Okay. So in this case, no, we would not be allowed. Yeah. So some need plants, some need watering, and some need airing. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
What does it mean? Because our friend just added some other part to the question. What does it mean when someone describes themselves as Yeshivish or Chofetz Chaim? I feel that I have heard the term Yeshivish as almost as a derogatory or negative term in some scenarios, but I do not know the definition.
No, Yeshivish is actually a very positive term, very, very positive. It tells somebody is very, very kosher, Baruch Hashem. And Chofetz Chaim, so let me just give a basic answer, then we can go to details. And Chofetz Chaim is a network of yeshivas. So one, I think, in Florida, one is in New York, Garden Hills, and I think there are a few more maybe in Denver. I'm not sure. I think there are a few more. So that's it's Chofetz Chaim. It's like his style of learning from. So it's very, very, very important issue, very kosher issue, really. So when somebody is yeshivish, meaning what? That person is went through whole yeshiva education. Most likely he stayed later, after he completed yeshiva, like extra in the kollel. He went to Israel, right, most likely, right, to learn if money allowed. Not he stayed in the States, for example, and they were usually black hats, black hats, and it's very, very respectable term, Yeshivish. They have special customs. I mean, not special customs. So they Ashkenazi. But could be Sfaradi also. Okay, could be, but most of them Ashkenazi. So it's Lakewood, the most the famous yeshiva in the world. Yeah, Lakewood. So that's people there are Yeshivish, most of them. Okay. So it's mostly Ashkenazi, but not Hasidish. Hasidish is not considered Yeshivish. So it's a different brand. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. And Chofetz Chaim, again, it's very prominent issue. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
This question about shidduch.
Mm-hmm.
If one is only attracted to a specific type of people, for example, masculine woman for a guy, is he allowed to insist on this when trying to find a shidduch?
I think so, yes. You see, we're not exactly like angels, right? So it must be some kind of physical attraction, right? Some, some. So if you have a physical attraction, then it's going to develop after many years, it's going to develop in love. But it must start with some physical attraction, of course, and spiritual connection. That's very important. So that's what he likes, this person, and and it's nothing wrong with that. Some people think there is a problem. So I know many men, they cannot make decision in their life, like what short should I take this short, or it's to this to that, like he cannot. So and women, some of them women, they go crazy. So I told to a few of them, like why you getting crazy? You knew who you were, married. So now you going to the boss. Well, take charge. Just give him the short in his hand, and he's going to. He's good at making money. He's whatever. Well, send him to work. Make money. To just take care of the finances. If you need to pay, he might forgot to pay. It's like you pay. So what is the problem? You understand? But these women were confused. Maybe this, maybe that. But if that's what this person wants, he wants a masculine woman. Okay, so let him get it. And she wants to be a bossy, and he wants to be a good little boy. So let him be that. There is no problem with that. There is a great balance. The problem is that there are two bosses under the one roof. That's a conflict upon the conflict. You understand?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
On this, the guy should not be embarrassed at all to say, for example, to Shadchan or someone in charge that he's looking forward to getting to a masculine woman, like this.
Maybe not in these terms, but similar. We can think about it, how to put it. Yeah, there is no problem. That's what. In order to create balance, again, there is no problem with man cannot decide things, and he wants somebody be a boss. For example, there is no problem whatsoever. It's much worse than nobody is a boss, and I know some people are like that, and they always argue, they yell and curse each other because none of them wants to make decision, and when one of them make decisions, so the other side does not support it, fails through, right, the cracks, and they argue again and again. That's also not healthy, right? Or two bosses. So if one is going to be the boss, there is no problem, right? Maybe he would be the best customer of this shadchan, right? Not everybody want masculine women, and this guy, that's what I want. That's how sages say about this yichud stuff, right? So even if she's 100 years old and there is a tube sticking out of her nose, or she's 600 pounds fat, like for you maybe you would vomit, you're normal, right? But for some people it's very attractive, right? So our sages knew the psychology of the person, so they say never. That doesn't matter. She's 4 years old or she's 99 years old. You just stay away from a strange woman, right? If she's fit or she's 500 pounds extra. Right?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So is this concept or this idea of a masculine woman and a feminine man kind of well known amongst all the shadchanim? How do I know if I tell shadchanim that I like masculine woman, instead of he looking for someone like that, for me, he's gonna say, okay, you have to work in this instead and become more masculine,
No, they don't they don't give advice what to do. They're working with a ready product, right? So they have to just find the match. They're not going to rebuild you and to change the person's character, to change the person's attitude. It requires hours and hours of the training, and maybe years and maybe months. They want to but every merchandise has its customer, as we explained. So they don't need to change anybody. Just find the right match. That's it. Understand?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, next question, Rav. In regards to yichud, are we forbidden from hugging and kissing our spouses, parents, and or grandparents?
Yes. Yeah. Our parents, there is no problem, but their parents, yes. And it's actually it's not halacha, but we have a tradition. Then the father, after his daughter get married, so don't touch her, don't hug her. Right. With brothers, it was always like, but with the father, like after she got married.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, okay. Our friends are still typing the questions. So I have this question about Avimelech and Sarah Imeinu.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reading this commentary. It says that one has to be very, very careful with curses, even from
simple men.
Yeah. Because it says that Avimelech cursed Sarah, and these words were fulfilled through her descendants. That's what it says in Megillah 15b. So I was thinking, when did the promise of Hashem that those who curse you are going to be cursed, and those who bless you are going to be blessed, start like to be applied here? Because I mean, he says that Avimelech cursed Sarah, and the actual curse kind of took place further on. But wasn't it supposed to be like rejected from the blessing that Hashem gave to Abraham, that those who curse you are going to be cursed?
I mean, so the one does not exclude another. So meaning they also going to be cursed, but does not mean that the curse is not going to work. Understand? So please remind me, what was the curse when that realized on her descendants? I remember reading, but what was it?
I'm not really sure about the curse. I just said that this was written about the Megillah 15, but I'm not really sure about the curse itself.
I remember this part. I just don't remember exactly what was the curse that realized. Okay, but the whole place was cursed. And this guy, where the guy lived, and we know till this day it's a cursed place. It's Gaza, right?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, bottom line, even a Jew, very righteous Jew, has to be careful about any curse coming from pretty much anyone.
I mean, we don't provoke the curses, but then if Hashem wants this curse to work, it's going to work. So it's not going to be. I mean, it's also going to be attributed to that person, and he's going to be punished for the curses. You understand? But if we say if a wicked person curses you, so it's like a blessing to me. Yeah, you understand? So if a man is freedom gives you compliments, so that's a curse, right? And if he curses somebody, like that means most likely, like there is a possibility that person is a righteous person. You understand? So again, we don't provoke anybody, but if somebody is provoked or unprovoked, that's their own business.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question to the left. If there are guests over at a couple's house, when they are in front of a guest, should they be in the status of shomer negiah?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Well, it's a very good question. It's these guests, even if it's your cousin or something, right? It's in public. Right, shomer, yes, 100%. Don't touch. You're welcome.
My friend just gave an example that I believe it was covered by Rabbi's answer. It says, say for example on Shabbos, if the husband walks in, could the wife greet her husband with physical affection in any way?
If there's nobody home, yes. But if they're like strange people, if only kids, there is no problem. But if strange people, no. So this affection, you see, I'm trying to so walk around this affection. What do I mean? So in this time for a few weeks, we have the same schedule. When I go to shul, I have to pass 3 schools. Actually, I have to pass 3 schools. One is middle school, right? So, but this time it's out. When I go to mincha, that's good. I mean, it's closed completely. No problem. And then I have to pass the road, like I go this way, and this way goes like high school, and it's like one of the most dangerous high school in the neighborhood. All of these criminals, basically. So and they many of them act like husband and wife, like in public. So I have to go walk around. So. Like even in the winter, so I have to go this way, that way. I have to cross the street. So when people behave like that, they're all animals. Like that want like the whole world to see their affection or whatever they do. Understand? We're not like that. We should be classy. So when nobody sees, that's a real true self. That it's not you trying to impress somebody or attract anybody attention. That's a show for other people. We don't do that. It's actually forbidden by Shulchan Aruch, actually, as well. To show your wife affection in public. And a guest, 100% public.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Question says, what age kids are they allowed to show affection? Is there any age that of children that parents are not allowed to show affection in front of?
I mean, kids, no, there's no problem. Like in front of the kids, there is no problem. Any specification? No, not that I can think of. Maybe if they're older, like teenagers, like don't give them their wrong ideas because of the hormones and stuff like that. But yeah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So what about between father and his daughter? I heard some time ago, I believe it was, I don't know if it was Rabbi Mizrahi, I could be wrong, Rabbi Mizrahi Shlita, that told this story from a guy that was rebuked from his rabbi because he was not treating his daughter like with more care, and he would not show affection like physically to her. Mm-hmm. He even stated something like before the girl reaches the age of marriage, that her father had been supposed to treat her like his husband, of course, within the parameters of what is permitted. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking, what about between these two people?
I'm not sure if she's a grown-up woman and a man, like a grown-up father, is going to hug her. I'm not sure. I mean, affection could be even without physical contact. Understand? You just sit down and speak to a person heart to heart. You don't have to touch. Okay.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, don't go off. Hypothetical question.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman is out with her husband, and an immodest woman is trying to talk to the husband excessively, for example, an overly welcoming waitress, sales, or Gentile neighbor, what should the wife do? Is she allowed to get upset in the situation?
No, upsetting. That's my wife also. She steps forward, she shields me, and then she takes over the conversation. That's it. So I'm behind. Right, the same like we go somewhere, for example, and there is like a host or something like man. So I go first, and she's behind. I said, or there is a woman. Some like I have to shake hands. Right, so she would shake hands with her and maybe hug you and like lead you, and I follow along. Understand? So that's yeah. There is no like to get upset at the husband. Like he's poor thing. He does not know where he hides himself. Understand? That's a wife role. So if you like pushy women, like to take over the situation, yeah.
Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, on this offense says, if the woman is acting inappropriately towards the husband, is the wife allowed to embarrass the woman?
I think not embarrassed, but like husband also like have to understand it's time to go. It's time to leave. Understand? But yeah, she get involved, but it's better not to embarrass anybody. Right? Because some people they do not understand that it's not appropriate. But like these people like from this high school, like they eat, they go from the grocery store, they buy sandwich, and they have this aluminum foil, they drop it, like they stand like drop right like that, like animals. They do not understand what that's not appropriate. That's not what grown-ups do. Maybe 3 years old, like he lost the interest in banana. He just dropped it and went to see the dogs outside. That's I understand, but grown-ups don't do that. So some people like are like that. We have to expect, right? So you have to walk away from them. You understand?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question from Rav on the subject of benefiting from the mixture of basar v'halal. Is it forbidden to wash dishes and receive payment at a place where they mix meat and dairy?
That's a very good question. I mean, you're not benefiting from the mixture, and if it's not kosher place, let's say, so the mixture for them it's not forbidden at all, right? Then maybe right. So there is no problem whatsoever in this case.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question.
But it's only a matter of time when person is going to eat there. So we have one of the prohibition. I don't remember we covered somewhere, but I learned it recently. I don't remember. Maybe we will learn it in a kosher kitchen. Maybe I'm just guessing. And so is there we say it's not appropriate for a person to deal with not kosher food, right? Especially when it's open, like when it's packaged. And when you buy wholesale and sell to retail, maybe there is no problem, or you just deliver. So there is no problem. But otherwise, we stay away from this stuff. So a person would be hungry and would go eat. Very simple.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Okay, it says is if it is not modest to eat and walk Is it allowed to drink and walk?
I mean, it's proper not to. It's proper not to, especially for a woman. For sure, it's not. It's very, very modest. So even for a man, like Jews don't do that, right? Especially if a person can spill on themselves something.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, friend says, is it modest to eat at a restaurant with large windows or at an outdoor restaurant where someone will see you eat?
No. It's not modest for men or for women. So even like a big window, so sit like somewhere inside or with your back to the window, so nobody can see you. As it, I think we said this story before. It's better to, I don't remember if I said this story. So let me repeat the story. Maybe some people did not hear it. So it says, I think it's from a Talmud story. I don't remember from where is it story. I think it's from the Talmud. So it says, if person is watching the dead body. So one of the Jewish laws that we have constantly somebody with dead body, a guardian, right? So because of the demons and stuff like that, right? So we have to burn the candle always in that room, and somebody has to watch the body, like until the burial, basically. And and it says when a person wants to eat, so he's a guardian, right? It's not like professional guardian, so he wants to eat, and they say what he should do. They say let him go home, eat, and come back. So okay, but if he lives very, very far, he cannot get home. Okay, they say no problem. Let him go to his friend's home, eat, and come back. Okay, so I mean, the first option was okay. So to go to a different room, he does not have any food. Okay, go home. Then go to your friend's house. Okay, there is no friend's house. And then he said, okay, so what he should do if he has food? He said, right. So if he has food, what he should do, like turn away from this dead person and eat. And the question was asked, like, tell him like go outside, like it's embarrassing, like when you are in front of the dead person, like or in a cemetery, you have to hide the tzitzis, right? You have to tuckle into pants. Why? Because like you're scoffing the dead people that you can still mitzvah, you can still wear the tzitzis. In this case, you can still make blessing on a food. You enjoy the food. You say blessing after the food. So and this person is dead. He or she cannot make this blessing, which is a big problem, right? So they say but why the Gemara did not offer him to go outside? So they said it's better for him to sit in that room and never go outside and eat in public, because it's very, very embarrassing. You understand? So it's better to embarrass that person, in some sense, right? Than to go outside and eat and embarrass yourself. So all these people on this sidewalk cafe, and they speak like talk and like I don't know. Some people come. So I remember in Jerusalem we were walking on the streets and everything is outside, right? Although this cafe like tiny tables, and some people would come with a very big dog, and the dog can actually eat from the plate or somewhere. They have to like pull out the dogs, like too much. All this attention, people looking at you, stuff like that. And plus, we said also it is not proper in the Shkitzur Shulchan we learn in one of the sections in proper etiquette while eating, or proper manners, I would say. Right, one of the halachas was that you're not allowed to look at the person or to stare at the person when he was eating, stuff like that, right? Right. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Says, would it be problematic to eat inside a car we have some shades in the windows, perhaps.
Yeah, or if a person parks like somewhere like remotely and nobody's walking, there is no problem. Right on some parking lot facing, I don't know, the fence. So and far away from everybody, so there is no problem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Question of Allah. If we work at a construction site, is it problematic to eat out in the open at a picnic table?
With everybody there. I mean, if it's all of the people together eat at one table, there is no problem. Right? Because I mean, usually construction site are like fenced, so there would not be an issue. Or it's like remote, only people from your group are there. There is no problem. But make sure they're not scoffers. So the scoffers is a bigger issue, right? If they're going to tell all the dirty jokes and stuff like that, so and that's who you should have expect. So better not to be there. Just go put a few bricks for the chair and a few bricks for the table and eat there.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So this next question is pretty much related to this last question, this latest question. I mean, it says, is one allowed to have a picnic at a park? I would assume this is in another context. I don't know, with friends or family.
I mean, a park, like if it's public park, when many people sit in it, I would say it's not proper. And one, like, first of all, you eat it in public again. And second, it's all of the immodest people. Usually people don't go to the picnic in the winter when it's cold. It's usually warm, and many women, they come without clothing. So what kind of picnic? It's a good place to lose a lamb about. Right. You're welcome.
So I have this question about bashfulness. So I was thinking, after having a brief conversation with someone about being shy and bashful, so many times when someone says that is shy, is because he doesn't want to interact or speak out loud or whatever, because the person is afraid of what other people are going to think of him. So that to me sounds like it's more tied to ego than other thing, not to bashfulness itself. I don't know. So I was thinking, if this is the case,
why is it the ego? No, what's that? Why is it ego? It's like a person self-conscious. Why is it an ego? No, I think it's opposite. When the person is self-conscious, it's not ego. Yeah, but explain, please.
Like not saying something because of being afraid of what others are going to think of you?
Yeah, it's a self-conscious. Yeah, so maybe I think something out of in a place where I work. So as I said, there were like all of these people, younger generation, my age. I was younger, of course. So right, and they for example, it was 2009. Right, well, let's say year 2009. Right, so they say, somebody would come with the clothing or some say something like, I don't know, whatever. So they say it's like so 2008. Like it's out of the style. Right? Everybody would giggle because they have to be up to the style, up to this new movies, new this, new that. So if you come say something from last year, I mean, right, or everybody are going to laugh at you. So if person like that, there is no problem. I think it's not because of the ego. Maybe I'm missing something. So it was like jokes, and everybody would laugh on the floor. And I would ask my neighbor. I said, "What was so funny? Please explain to me." And then he said, "You did not get the joke." I said, I have no idea what was about. I heard every word, I don't know, like, and then he started explaining, and it's, I don't know. For me, it's like stupidity at the best. But other people would laugh because if you don't laugh, right? If you don't laugh, it means that you did not get that, you're not smart. Understand? For me, like, but many people like that. So they don't want to look stupid in somebody else's eyes. So it's like self-conscious. It's not ego.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Well, for example, in the case that I don't know, I'm afraid of asking a question to, for example, the rabbi, because I know it might sound to others as a stupid question, and I don't know, would this be being self-conscious as well, or?
I mean, maybe there are no stupid question. The only stupid question, as our sages say, is a question that you don't ask. And they say the bashful person is never going to be tzaddik. He's never going to learn. Why? Because he would be afraid to ask the question, was like too shy to ask a question, and he would never get the answer. And he would like assume something and go all his life and build his next further knowledge based on this wrong assumption. And he's going to be Rasha. She is going to be Rasha. That's not the way of Judaism. So we ask questions. That's it. So, like, if you have a question, most likely other people have the same questions. Most likely. So there is no problem. In Judaism, we encourage us questions because we have an answer, right? And when a person asks the question, so for me, when sometimes, like in like one class, I say, "Do you have any questions, comments?" and it's like quiet. So I do not understand what to make of it. You understand? So maybe it's too much above their head, too high, or I did not explain right. Because if I would be, when I was learning this material first time, I have exactly 17 questions on just first question, on that first line, me personally. And I don't consider myself stupid big, but because it's not clear. Yeah, we read further, we read commentary, and we have to read maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's normal to have questions and do not understand from the first time. Some people like they have to get from the first time. I don't know. It's arrogance. Right.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So questions are good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So this next question in the word says, if we are in a mixed company with scoffers and Torah's scholars, are we obligated to speak against the scoffer or Rashaim and defend the fruit?
Could you please say it again? If we're in a company of Torah scholars?
Yeah, if we're in a mixed company with scoffers, with both scoffers and Torah scholars,
okay,
are we obligated to speak against the scoffer or Rashaim and defend the fruit people, the religious ones?
I think so. Yeah, if these clowns attack religious people, yeah, you have to speak up. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I think that was the princess. Thank you, Rabbi. Yeah, that was the last question on the board. Thank you very much, Rabbi.
Okay, very good. So thank you very much for learning with us. Wow, it's good, very good today. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow, please join us same time. We're going to continue with Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. So the same topic is about ribis. So it's a little difficult, but we're trying to explain as simple as possible. All right. Thank you and good night.